Hey everybody, I wanted to get on here and talk about two themes in my book. They may not be the most prominent themes, or the themes I talk about the most, but I wanted to talk about them today for a specific reason. The first reason being, one of these themes helped me write the book. In a lot of ways, but I'll mention a few. And the other theme is something that happens when you forget to cultivate the ideas around the first theme. When you neglect the first theme, the second is likely to happen. The first is everything has a price. Now, that doesn't have to be negative. It doesn't mean, oh man, I gotta pay this, I gotta pay that. It could be a positive. The price could be an experience that you really needed. Or it could just be a fact. I mean, I just like to look at it as everything has a price. There's a fact to that. And we just need to live accordingly. Now, how did this help me write the book? Well, obviously, you have to schedule out your time. And there's a lot that you have to sacrifice, but you do that with your everyday life. But in general, I think it would be fun to tell you guys of two experiences where I know people close to me would be mad about this, but I put myself in compromising situations so that I could explain the feeling of a certain environment. And one was extreme heat. I put a lot of effort into making this world very fun and the atmosphere very, I don't want to say different, but very extreme in some ways. So, in a scene, one in particular, about halfway through the book, the main character is basically almost dying. And so I put myself in a situation to where I was rolling around in extreme heat for a really long time. And I do feel like I came close to having a heat stroke, which was dumb. But that was a price that I paid, and honestly, I was willing to pay it. And I did the same thing with cold. And I think I basically have a problem with my left foot till this day because of that. And if I can clip it up right, I'll send you pictures of where that happened and where I realized I may have made a mistake. But in this world, there's a price for everything. We need to understand, as Christ said, that we have to count the cost. We don't need to just go around and try to strong arm our way through everything. Everything's not worth its price. If my book can inspire you, sorry, I'm talking to my dog. If my book can inspire you to do one thing, it's I hope you find at least one thing, hopefully a few, that you're willing to live for. That you're really willing to give everything for. Those things that you're willing to pay the price for. Don't be foolish, count the cost, make sure you can do it, and make sure it's something that you think you should do. But find something that you're willing to pay the price for. And realize that you will have to pay a price. There will be a price. But again, that can be a beautiful thing and not necessarily a bad thing. Now, once you find that thing, don't go around like the verse in Proverbs says, there's a lion in the street. There's a lion in the street. Of course there's going to be a lion in the street. Maybe that is. Because at the end of the day, there's going to be adversity, and there's going to be things that happen that are unexpected. You're going to make mistakes, but be willing to pay the price. Now, the second theme that I really want to talk about is deals with the devil. Now, metaphorical for the most part, but think about it. Deals with the devil are often when we try to escape the natural laws of the universe reality, the laws that God put in place, however you want to think about it. That is where deals with the devils come into place. What am I getting at here? I think these deals aren't what we normally think of them as. A lot of people think of them as like back alley one-time things. But in reality, they're bit by bit, piece by piece. For the most part, they're bit by bit, piece by piece. And I think most people actually realize that. But even more so than that, it's not as if the devil, whoever the devil, the devil, I said that funny, whoever the devil may be in this case, comes and seeks us out. It's often that we seek the devil out for what he, she, whatever it is may be, can give us. Think about the movie The Godfather. Vito Corleone doesn't ask anyone to really do him a favor. He doesn't seek them out, at least. The baker seeks him out in the beginning. The Undertaker does. His godson does. I think Salonso is the name of the Turk. He does. These people seek him out. Now, does he make people offers they can't refuse, like the band leader? Yes. But generally, he's not seeking people out. They're seeking him out. Why? For two reasons. We seek the devil out, and we make deals with him for two reasons. To one, escape judgment, and to two, just have a shortcut. Have a shortcut. Escaping judgment and shortcuts, usually fueled by the fact that we want to be on the thrones of our own hearts, our own souls. We want to be our own gods. We want to decide what reality is, instead of just adhering to what reality is and living in light of that. You know, with the internet the way that it is, there's been a lot of like public discussion of blackmail rings, which, you know, I'm not going to get into, but it's cool to think about, because that is the ultimate deal with the devil. It's oftentimes something, as the story goes, where people want some form of power or control. They want to be something. They make a deal, they seek it out, and then they do something. They're allowed to escape the judgment, but then the judgment is lorded over them by their puppet masters. And the funny thing is, they think they are the puppet masters, but really they're the puppet. So without going down that weird, I don't know what you would call it, conspiracy theory, I mean, it does happen. But to what degree, we may never know, and I definitely won't, because I don't care to find out. I just care to live my life, you know, as God intended. But the last thing I want to talk about with deals with the devil is this. More often than not, when we make these deals, we do so because we want to do some form of good. And this is what I want to really focus in on for a little while. And I hope my story helps people to see this. Oftentimes we want to do good, and we think we're the exception. We can make this shortcut. We can escape judgment here, because the ends obviously justify the means, because we're obviously the smartest, most pure intentioned person that has ever walked the earth, right? I mean, of course we are. So we think that we can compromise. And I think a lot of times we start off with good intentions and we compromise. We take a shortcut. We try to escape judgment. But no ultimate good will come of that. So I want to leave you with this. I think the way we can get around this is to remember, God, Proverbs 28:1. Sorry, talking to my dog again. Proverbs 28:1. It says that the wicked flee when no one pursues, but the righteous are as bold as lions. We don't have to have 200 IQs. We don't have to be the most well-studied, well-informed person in the world. The deep philosophical things that we all like to get into, or some of us anyways, are important, but not as important as we think. If we want to be brave, if we want to be the lovers, warriors, husbands, fathers, brothers, sisters, mothers, whatever it may be, friends, that we know we should be, if we want to be the people we know we should be, it's very simple. It's very simple. Try to be righteous. What do I mean? Be honest with yourself. Be honest with who you are. Be honest with your past, your present, and your intentions. Now, after you're honest with yourself, try as best as you can to just keep your intentions pure and do the simple things you know you should. Do the simple things you know you should. So often we want to know the grand scheme of things and how we can save the world. Just be a good person. Do the simple things you know you should. In time, things will come. Things will come when you're ready for it. But anyways, this one was a little longer than I wanted it to be. But I hope you guys have a wonderful day. God bless you all, and I love you.